All right, guys, buckle up. If you think Young Frankenstein is just a hilarious spoof of those old 1930s horror flicks, you're only half right. This 1974 masterpiece by Mel Brooks and Gene Wilder wasn't just a comedy. It was a chaotic, creative circus behind the scenes. We're talking monster boots at dinner parties, real human bones on set, and a single joke that nearly slapped this family-friendly gem with an R rating. Today, we're diving into 10 wild, jaw-dropping stories from the making of Young Frankenstein that'll make you love it even more. So grab a cigar, channel your inner Igor, and let's bring this monster to life. Number 10, the fight that defined the movie. From day one, Mel Brooks had a non-negotiable vision. Young Frankenstein had to be shot in black and white. No exceptions. Why? To capture the spooky, shadowy vibe of those 1930s universal horror classics like Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein. But 20th Century Fox, they panicked. A black and white comedy in 1974, they said. No one's going to pay for that. They offered Brooks more budget, bigger promotion, even colorized previews. He didn't budge. Mel gave them an ultimatum. Black and white, or I walk? At the last second, the studio caved, but only if he kept the black and white thing hush-hush in marketing. Brooks smirked, shot it his way, and created a timeless Gothic look that's half the film's magic. Number 9, Igor's hump that couldn't stay still. Marty Feldman, the bug-eyed genius behind Igor, pulled off one of the sneakiest pranks in movie history. His character's hunchback was a prosthetic, right? But here's the thing. It kept moving. One scene, the hump's on his left shoulder. Next scene, it's on the right. Sometimes it vanished entirely. Was it a mistake? Nope. Marty was secretly shifting it between takes, just to mess with the crew. He didn't tell a soul, not even Mel Brooks. When Brooks finally noticed, he didn't get mad. He burst out laughing. They added a quick line where Gene Wilder's Dr. Frankenstein says, "I thought I saw it on the other side," turning Marty's prank into a brilliant fourth wall-breaking gag. Pure chaos. Pure genius. Number 8, the skeleton that wasn't fake. In the hidden bookcase tunnel scene where Dr. Frankenstein pulls a chain and the room spins, there's a skeleton just chilling in the corner. Looks like a prop, right? Wrong. Those were real human bones, straight from a medical supplier. In the 1970s, real skeletons were cheaper and more common in films than plastic ones. Gene Wilder later admitted he got chills just standing near it. No curses or creepy accidents like some other movies, but knowing a real skeleton was on set added a weird, eerie edge to this comedy. It's like Young Frankenstein was saying, "Yeah, we're funny, but we're still a little spooky." Number 7, Gene Hackman's surprise cameo. Picture this. It's 1974, and Gene Hackman, fresh off an Oscar for The French Connection, is the last guy you'd expect in a Mel Brooks comedy. But one day he's playing tennis with his buddy Gene Wilder and says, "Man, I want to try something funny, just once." Wilder had the perfect role, the blind hermit, who accidentally burns the monster with hot soup and a lit cigar. Hackman showed up for one day, improvised half his lines, including the absurd "I was gonna make espresso," and broke the entire crew with laughter. He wasn't credited in the opening titles, so audiences lost it when they recognized him. From tough cop to comedy legend in one scene. Number 6, the lab scene that almost drowned. The iconic laboratory sequence, those Tesla coils, that thunderstorm, It's pure Young Frankenstein magic, but creating it was a nightmare. The crew rigged pipes and tanks to simulate pouring rain, cranking up wind machines and flash rigs for that 1930s horror vibe. Problem? It worked. Too well. The rain pipes burst, flooding the set ankle deep. Lights shorted out, equipment sparked. The crew thought they'd lose days of shooting. But Brooks rallied them, worked through the night to dry it out, and rolled cameras the next morning like nothing happened. What you see on screen? Controlled chaos, barely holding together. Number 5, the dance that almost got cut. The putting on the Ritz scene, Gene Wilder and Peter Boyle tap dancing in top hats, is comedy gold. But Mel Brooks hated the idea. He thought it was too silly, too Broadway, and broke the film's gothic vibe. He argued with Gene Wilder for days, begging him to scrap it. Wilder stood firm, saying it showed the monster's soul and Dr. Frankenstein's love for him. Brooks reluctantly filmed it. First screening with the full orchestra and costumes. Mel turned to Gene and said, "You were right. It's the best thing in the movie. Sometimes you gotta fight for the crazy ideas." Number 4, why the horses screamed. Every time someone says Frau Blücher, horses in the distance lose their minds, rearing up and whinnying in terror. It's one of the funniest running gags ever. But where'd it come from? Mel Brooks based it on a real woman from his childhood, a cold, intimidating figure whose name carried dread. Plus, Blücher sounds like the German word for glue, and horses, well, they used to end up in glue factories. Cloris Leachman leaned into it, delivering every line with ice-cold menace. The cast couldn't handle it. Gene Wilder kept cracking up mid-take, and they had to edit around his giggles. Number 3, Mel Brooks, the invisible prankster. Gene Wilder banned Mel from appearing on screen to keep the 1930s illusion intact. No modern faces breaking the spell, but Mel couldn't resist sneaking in. Listen closely. He's the howling wolf when Frederick arrives in Transylvania, the screeching cat hit by a dart, and even the eerie train whistle.
Werewolf?
Brooks recorded these in one afternoon, layering them into the soundscape for that perfect universal horror vibe.
I'm easy.
He stayed off camera, but his voice is all over this movie, like a ghost haunting the castle. Number 2, the lab that time forgot. The laboratory in Young Frankenstein, those crackling Tesla coil, those Jacob's ladders. It looks straight out of 1931. That's because it was. Brooks and Wilder tracked down Kenneth Strickfaden, the 82-year-old genius who built the original Frankenstein lab gear. Stored in his Los Angeles garage, covered in dust, it still worked. Strickfaden shipped it to the set and set it up himself. When the crew flipped the switches, it was like stepping back 40 years. Brooks even gave him an on-screen credit, something Universal never did. This wasn't parody. This was resurrection. Number 1, the goodbye nobody expected. When Young Frankenstein wrapped on May 3rd, 1974, the cast didn't want to let go. They'd spent months laughing, improvising, and building this monster together, so they did something wild. They held a mock funeral for the film. Peter Boyle, still in full monster makeup, lay on a cart, covered with a cloth. Mel Brooks led a fake procession, with candles and eulogies. Gene Wilder and the crew took turns mourning their characters, half laughing, half crying. It was absurd, emotional, and perfectly Young Frankenstein. A fitting end to a movie that was as much about love as it was about laughs. There you go. Folks, 10 wild stories that prove Young Frankenstein was more than a comedy. It was a labor of love, chaos, and genius. From real bones to flooded sets, this movie fought to be the classic we know today. Which story blew your mind the most? Marty's hump prank? Hackman's espresso line? Drop it in the comments below and let us know what other classic comedies like Blazing Saddles or Caddyshack you want us to dig into next. If you loved this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a video. It's alive, and so are we. See you in the next one.